It's 2024 and the creator economy continues to explode. In the era of remote work, more and more companies want a piece of the creator tech market. One such company is Feelworld. I'd never heard of them before, and they seem to specialize in camera monitors, but now they have entered the mic race. The Feelworld PM1 is the first dynamic microphone on their website, and it has a familiar look and a familiar feature set. So the question is, will the Feelworld PM1 add value to the market, or will it just add to the noise? There's only one way to find out. Let the unboxing begin. By the way, Feelworld did send me this mic, but everything I say in this video are my thoughts only. Alright, Feelworld Podcast Dynamic Microphone PM1. Podcasting, recording, streaming, gaming. Alright, ooh. That is heavy. Is this the base plate? Let's weigh that. That's a 300-gram base plate. Okay. And a manual. Alright. Input sample rate of 96 kilohertz? 24-bit? Most mics I review only go up to 48 kilohertz. This is promising. Signal to noise ratio, 95 decibels. For context, other mics I review tend to be between 73, 78. I sure hope this thing performs. 50 hertz to 14 kilohertz. The cable is 2 meters long. Alright, for the rest of the box, I'll assume this is part of the stand. And the USB cable looks pretty good. Oh wow. This is a different kind of adapter mechanism. So you can plug it straight in for type A or fold it and use it for type C. I sure hope this cable doesn't introduce static. It's also got an XLR cable. Look at that. This one's fairly short. And now for the mic itself. Oh. That is gorgeous. Maybe that's why they call it Feelworld. It actually feels good. Build quality wise, this metal does not seem like simple metal. Like, this is solid metal. So the mic with the U-mount weighs 448 grams. And with the base plate, the total package is 777 grams. So overall, it's on the heavier side. So here you got the XLR port, the headphone jack, the USB-C port. This is the volume adjustment / gain knob. And we got the mute button over here. Time to take this mic for a spin. You are now listening to the Feelworld PM1 in USB mode. Yes, this is USB mode. Goodness gracious, this is such a pleasant sound. Out of the box, it sounds so complete. Before we talk about the sound, take a look at this fancy RGB. Now, I could be wrong. I can't seem to find a way to change the RGB settings. It says here the indicator will show blue when the mic is working and turn red when it's muted. So let's do a short tap. Hello? So a short tap mutes the mic, and a long tap changes whether you are controlling the gain or the headphones. And the gain / volume is conveniently shown through this indicator light. Gain went down. As you can see up here, we can raise that gain again. There we go. This is the full volume. Can you hear how good that sounds in USB mode? So we've been recording in 48 kilohertz in USB mode, but now let's switch to 96 kilohertz. So we have switched to a sample rate of 96 kilohertz, which is twice the sample rate we were using earlier. So what does sample rate do? Well, you know how when you watch a movie in 60 FPS instead of the cinematic 24 frames per second? Well, it's kind of like that. You're taking more snapshots in time of audio, so the audio becomes more high resolution and more fluid. You might not hear the difference immediately, but this allows for more post-processing flexibility, such as when you're doing a pitch shift and you want to retain your original voice as much as possible. Alright, let's do the usual tests, and I'll do this first one in USB mode. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Okay, really quickly, for those of you who are wondering, this is how it sounds when you combine XLR mode with USB mode to get that RGB RGB on. You're gonna hear a bit of whirring in the background if you try to turn USB and XLR on at the same time. And this seems to be a pretty standard concern across XLR expandable USB mics. Let's turn that off. So I just turned USB off, and that's how it sounds. Let me turn it on again. Turn it off. Given this, you'll want to use this in USB only or XLR only. Plosive test. Pesky P's perpetuate problematic plosives. A bit back. Pesky P's perpetuate problematic plosives. Further back. Pesky P's perpetuate problematic plosives. Now to the side a little. Pesky P's perpetuate problematic plosives. Pesky P's perpetuate problematic plosives. Pesky P's perpetuate problematic plosives. Let's take this off. Pesky P's perpetuate problematic plosives. Let's not. Sizzling sibilance sends sharp sounds. Sizzling sibilance sends sharp sounds. Grill off. Sizzling sibilance sends sharp sounds. Sizzling sibilance sends sharp sounds. Distance test. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Let's try to raise my voice to compensate for the distance. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And without the pop filter, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Let's compare articulation with and without the grill. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Polar pattern. Noise rejection with the keyboard behind. I'm talking. I'm also typing, but I'm also talking. Hello, 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 hello. Let's test noise rejection with my Studio Lights fan. My AC is currently set to silent. We are turning it up to jet mode. How does that sound? Now for the mic arm resonance test, let's move it around. Moving the mic arm. The guitar test. This is how it sounds on vocals. How it sounds on vocals. This is how it sounds with a low voice. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. With a medium voice, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. With a high voice, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And just a quick note on the headphone amps in USB mode. I thought they were comfortably loud enough to drive back the sound of the mic into my low impedance headphones. And although they were comfortably loud, they were somewhat noisy, though that's to be expected. Let's talk about the pros and cons. Pro 1, the mic's tone is great. To my ear, it has no glaring flaws. There's a subtle lift in the mids, but it's not boxy. Bass is nice and full, but not overly boomy. The highs have some shimmer and are very articulate, but don't sound brittle or harsh. Pro 2, price. Right now, it's $59 for the mic and U-mount without the base plate, and it's $69 with the base plate. For other XLR expandable USB mics, you'd probably just get the mic and an adapter for that price. Pro 3, the USB cable that comes with the mic actually works with a mic. You know how it is. You get one of these mics, it comes with a cable, but the cable is only USB 2.0, but the mic needs a USB 3.0 cable, so you get these pops and clicks in your audio. This mic does not have that problem. Pro 4, best-in-class AD conversion. 24-bit, 96 kilohertz? Most mics at this price are 16-bit. Some are 24-bit, but only go up to 48 kilohertz. This goes up to 96 kilohertz, which gives you more flexibility in post. This is the XLR expandable mic with the highest AD conversion that I have seen to date among sub-$100 mics. Pro 5, it is built like a tank. It's got an all-metal construction that is heavy, not just all-metal for the sake of being all-metal. That helps a lot with blocking interference. It's also worth noting that the base plate is fully covered with dampening, which I have not seen from other mic manufacturers. Let's talk about the cons, and honestly, I'm just nitpicking at this point. Con 1, plosive rejection could be better. It isn't terrible, but it also isn't best in class. 2, the internal preamps for USB mode could be better. Again, this is kind of expected at this price point. Other XLR expandable USB mics roughly have the same preamp quality. The preamps are good, just not groundbreaking. Con 3, the headphone amps could provide more clean gain. I like how loud they got, but you get more noise as you increase the volume. Con 4, the Max SPL is not mentioned. Max SPL is basically the loudest sound that a mic can take before it begins to distort, and the spec not being included in the spec sheet is making me think that it's not that high. Nonetheless, it performed quite well, even when I was screaming at it. Con 5, the aesthetics could arguably use some tweaking. It's a pretty good looking mic, and it isn't over-the-top gamerish, but I kinda wish they had a version without the RGB ring. Some people will use this in XLR mode, and when the ring isn't turning on, it's just kinda pointless. I also wish they put the knob at the back of the mic, but that's just me. So do I recommend this mic? If it isn't obvious by now, this mic is super easy to recommend. Podcasters, streamers, and creators can use this as their main mic. Voice actors can use this too. And singers who are looking for an SM7B-like sound might enjoy this. Overall, props to Feelworld for making a wager on this mic because I think it really paid off. The Feelworld PM1 is their very first broadcast dynamic mic, and it's already got best-in-class AD conversion, a very desirable tone, and no glaring flaws. This is not a mic that you upgrade from because it's got issues. This is the type of mic that will always have its place in your mic locker because you can trust that it will deliver. All that said, as with any new USB mic, we still have to wait and see how long the USB mode will continue to work. But even if it stops working, there's still XLR mode. Check out the links down below to get the Feelworld PM1. But we're not done yet. Check out this video.